This week, we turn toward Jyoti, the inner light that steadies us through winter's depth. Guided by Kayak Bu, we honor cycles of stillness, truth, and rebirth. Namaste invites us to lengthen our day by returning fully to the present, while self-compassion asks us to consciously invoke love. Our moment of Zen reminds us clarity comes when we stop assuming the world is shifting and instead notice where we are moving. Namaste, Witchlings, and welcome one and all to Di's Daily Divinations and Self-Care, where magic meets mindfulness, and we take a moment to honor the day, listen to the cards, and tend to ourselves along the way. Whether you're returning or joining for the first time, I am so glad you're here. Hey, hi, and welcome. I am Di, your yoga witch and guide, and this is your daily pause for reflection, insight, and care. So go grab your favorite crystal. I am going to use amethyst today myself. Light a candle or some incense, settle in with your coffee, tea, or whatever brew fills your mug today, and let's step into today's wisdom and self-care together. And if this space resonates, don't forget to do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing. It helps our Witchling community grow. And we have some awesome news, my Witchlings. Well, it's not technically news anymore, but it is kind of a cool thing. You can now join us as a Witchling member. So for 99 cents a month, you can get all sorts of fun stuff here with us. So go ahead and click that join button. And your membership definitely helps us out so much here. And then... Step into the Di the Yoga Witch shop, where magic meets movement and everyday rituals get an upgrade. Browse my handmade intention-infused jewelry, then snuggle up with Di the Yoga Witch mugs, yoga mats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, and so much more. Treat yourself, bless a friend, and bring a little witchy sparkle into your daily life. As an example of the earrings you can find on said shop, look at these cute little tarot card earrings. There we go. Aren't they adorable? I love them. I had fun making those. Don't... Oh, really? You're going to whack me with your tail. All right. We do have a birthday. Technically, it's today's birthday. One of my incredibly amazing mom friends is celebrating her birthday today, so I want to say happy birthday, Angie. You deserve absolutely nothing but the best. And we are lighting our candle today also for happy birthday, Angie. We're also lighting our candle for all of our witchlings and their loved ones who are dealing with some tough situations. And as I light this flame, may it shine as a beacon of hope for those finding their way through the dark. We also hold this light in remembrance and solidarity with survivors and victims of gun and domestic violence, keeping them gently and respectfully within our circle. With the lighting of our candle, our circle is now closed, and we invite the ancestors to be with us here today. Itch the nose. Oof. Poor kitty. Hello, Dexter. How are you doing today? Coffee is good, I tell you. Cat fur in my nose, not so much. There we go. All right, and just a quick reminder for those of you who are new to the stream here, if I'm paying attention to the chat while I am doing other things, well, the show goes off the rails real quick. So we have come to the conclusion that hiding the chat from me while I'm in the middle of doing something is the absolute best thing to do. All right, good boy. All right, now let's take a quick peek at what holidays and observances are showing up for us today. And tell me, Witchlings, how are you planning to honor today's holidays in your magic? Tell me in the comments. I really, really, really adore seeing how each of you brings these little celebrations to life in your own unique way. Let's redo this because Fuzzbutt decided to make things difficult. All right, my witchlings, let's take a look at what holidays and observances are showing up for us today. And now tell me, how are you planning to honor today's holidays in your magic? Third time's the charm, because I am trying this one more time. Because I feel like, no. Perfectionism is kicking in and I hate it. All right, you guys. It is time to take a look-see at what holidays and observances are showing up for us today. Now, tell me, my witchlings, how are you planning to honor today's holidays in your magic? Let me know in the comments because I really, really, really love seeing how each of you brings these little celebrations to life in your own unique ways. There we go. Our first holiday. Today we honor Yule as witches and pagans, one of our sacred sabbats and the turning of the wheel. This is the longest night, where darkness is not feared but revered as the womb of renewal. We honor the returning light, tend our hearth fires, and remember that even the smallest flame carries promise. The sun is reborn, and so are we. Now, it is Don't Make Your Bed Day. Today gives us permission to loosen our grip on perfection. Not every act of care looks tidy, and not every morning needs to begin with productivity. Leaving the bed unmade can be a quiet rebellion against hustle culture, and a reminder that rest is allowed to look lived in. It is National Homeless Persons Memorial Day. This is a day of remembrance, grief, and fierce compassion. We honor those who did not survive life on the streets, and we hold deep gratitude for those who did. Survival is not guaranteed. It is hard-won. Today we witness, we remember, and we recommit to seeing unhoused people as fully human, worthy of safety, dignity, and care. There are a number of people that I care dearly for who have been homeless. Next, National Short Story Day. This one's fun. Short stories are small containers for big truth. They hold moments, emotions, and transformations without excess. Today honors the magic of saying exactly what needs to be said and no more. A reminder that brevity can still be powerful, intimate, and deeply meaningful. I am a short story writer. I've had a few published. Proud of myself. All right. For all my short girls out there, it is Short Girl Appreciation Day. Today we celebrate the strength, presence, and undeniable power that comes in compact form. Height has never been a measure of worth, impact, or fire. This is a joyful nod to confidence, character, and showing up exactly as you are. Short girl respect. I have never... It is okay to be fun-sized. I know a lot of short people who hate that particular reference, but I know equally as many who love it and use it. And that, my loves, is our holiday for the day. Wait, that's okay. All right, itchy. Why am I itchy? Yep. I make my bed just before I go to bed, partly because we both sweat to death in our sleep. And I learned at some point in the last 10, 15 years, that leaving your bed open so that it has time to evaporate and dry is actually better for you. So, we've been doing the smart thing all along. Ha! All right. I'm breathing better today. That's about the only good thing I have. All right, moving mouse, babe. All right, y'all, let's go see what the Oracle cards have in store for us today. Oh, that was loud. I am so sorry. Okay. All right, y'all. We have our oracles for the day. Take a listen to this and let me know what you think in the comments. We start with the feelings are mutual. Next, we have ignoring the pain. And finally, it is worth it. Sorry. All right. All right. So, what do these three cards tell us today? Well, the flailing. The feelings are mutual, makes it clear that this connection is shared, not imagined. Yet ignoring the pain reveals a choice to look away from the impact this situation is having on those around you. You keep telling yourself it is worth it, but this message asks you to pause and consider whether the cost truly aligns with your values. And that's our oracles. There we go. Moving on to the tarot. Moving on to the tarot, my friends. So, delays and frustrations slow your progress, but patience changes everything. As momentum stalls, healing quietly begins, reminding you that recovery and perseverance walk hand in hand. Let me know what resonates, you guys. First, we have the Ace of Rods reversed. Setbacks and delays, waste, and a need to reconsider plans and ventures. Next, the Seven of Pentacles. Perseverance in the face of adversity and overcoming frustration related to work. And last but not least, we have the Three of Swords reversed. There we go. Recovery from illness or emotional heartache. So, the Ace of Rods reversed points to stalled momentum, wasted effort, and delays that ask you to rethink your current approach rather than push forward blindly. The Seven of Pentacles reinforces this pause, reminding you that patience and steady perseverance are essential when facing work-related frustration. Meanwhile, the Three of Swords reversed offers reassurance, signaling healing, emotional recovery, and the gradual release of past heartache. That is our tarot for today. And now, let's see what all 6 cards together are telling us today. Drop me a comment and share what resonates with you guys. All right. Whew. The feelings are mutual confirms that this connection and the emotions surrounding it are real and shared. Yet, ignoring the pain warns that avoiding the impact on yourself will only deepen frustration. The Ace of Rods reversed shows stalled momentum and delays, asking you to rethink your direction, while the Seven of Pentacles encourages patience and perseverance, reminding you that meaningful growth takes time. With the Three of Swords reversed, healing begins as honesty replaces avoidance. Only then can you truly decide if it is worth it. That is our combined reading. And now, our affirmation. I choose honesty over avoidance, patience over frustration, and healing over fear. I trust that clarity comes when I face the truth with compassion and allow growth to unfold in its own time. Our affirmation. All right. Hey, Chloe. How are you doing today? Blessed Yule, my friend. It is Monday for them now. All right, that's going to have to move. I'm going to have to figure out what to do with that. I might just swap those. Anyway, sorry. Doing pretty good today. Hey, Will. It's a will. Where there's a will, there's a way. I am sure you have heard that so many times in your life, though. No, that's not going to work. Screw it. Stretchy, 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 stretchy. Ba, ba, ba. Yes. I haven't seen any of his reels and shorts recently. I'm going to have to go hunt him down. All right. Who wants to look at Namaste? Ow. How did I clip my eyebrow ring with the bow of my glasses? Namaste says, lengthen your day. Sounds like a magic trick, but it's not. Center yourself in the moment. Now, widen that moment from your chest to your fingertips. Next, start to feel the moment expand from your fingertips to the borders of the room you're in. Feel time slow down as you lengthen time even more to the outside of the building you are in to the city limits. From the city, go farther. Push time to slow until you feel like it is infinite in the moment. There are times we feel stressed because we feel like there isn't enough time. When we take time to make time, time doesn't become a factor anymore. The more time we have, the less stressed we are. Namaste. How many times is it going to squeeze the word time in? Anyway. Self-compassion, my friends. We are invoking presence today. Self-compassion. We are invoking presence today. Bring to mind someone who loves you or who has loved you. This can be a pet or a person. Notice how this feels in your body. Allow their presence to ebb and flow for 3 breaths. Oh, goodness. I got big yawn today. Bump. Haha. Good. I'm talented. Yes, I am. Oh, that is awesome, Chloe. I figured as much, Will. I will never forget when I either saw the music for or figured out by ear. I'm great at playing piano by ear. But how simple the introduction to Lost in Your Eyes by Debbie Gibson is. And yeah, I'm right there with you on the doctor's appointment, Andrea. My massage therapist and I have been dancing around trying to get an acupuncture appointment set up. And I finally have one for Christmas Eve. Yes, piano is really easy. The hardest part for me, because I've read treble clef music since I was like 9, 10. Oh, excuse me. I can read treble clef music almost as easily as I can read words. Bass clef, on the other hand, so left hand, I have to work really hard and focus, and I have to learn the left hand first and pick it out and get good at it, and then I can start learning the right hand. But I cannot read the music. I have to memorize each hand separately because I cannot read the music as I play. I cannot sight read piano music with the left hand. Nope. But I can play the Battle Hymn of the Republic. I can play a very simple song from the Episcopal hymnal. And that one I can play and sing a harmony to it while I'm playing it. Battle Hymn of the Republic. Just As I Am. And a couple of other things. For a while, I could play Right Here Waiting by Richard Marx. That was actually the first song I ever learned. Actually second. Just As I Am was first. I take that back. And then I also could play the beginning of Fur Elise. Yeah. A lot of it is Paco Bell, yeah. Not quite everything. Because the stuff that came before Paco Bell wrote the canon, yes. Oh, that sucks. That that's part of why I don't do even the stick-on nails or the glue-on nails very often, because that glue is evil. And it takes my nails forever to recover from them. All right. We have our Sanskrit coming up soon. Okay. We have a Sanskrit bit. We have a long Sanskrit bit because we are introducing the Sanskrit of the week today. Yay! So here's our Sanskrit bit. Today we are revealing our Sanskrit word of the week, and she is Jyoti. J-Y-O-T-I, Jyoti. In Sanskrit, Jyoti means light, but not just the kind you flip on with a switch. This is inner radiance, the steady glow behind your ribs, the quiet truth light that helps you see what's real, what's yours, and what is ready to be released. And I want to say this very clearly right here, right now. Jyoti is not be bright. It's not perform your healing. It's not stay positive. Jyoti is the kind of light that can exist even when you're tired, grieving, and even when you're overwhelmed. Because real light is not always loud. Sometimes it's a single candle in a storm, protected, deliberate, and just enough. So for this week, we are working with Jyoti like a sacred practice. Notice what nourishes your glow. Name what dims it. Choose a single small act each day that turns the inner lantern towards you, not away from you. And today's self-care. Let's keep it simple and powerful. Take a moment today. Morning is lovely if you can, but, well, miss that. And create a tiny light point. Light a candle, turn on a soft lamp, or just open a curtain and let daylight hit your face. Place one hand on your heart, one on your belly. Breathe in slowly, and as you exhale, silently repeat, "My light is real. My light is mine." Then, ask yourself one question. There is no pressure to solve your whole life, Just one honest check-in. What would help my light feel safer today? Not brighter, not bigger, safer. And if you are doing a card pull yourself today, let your cards speak through this lens. Where is my Jyoti steady already? Where is it asking for protection? And what truth is it trying to illuminate? Not to punish me, but to guide me. And this week, we move with Jyoti as a companion. We don't chase the sun. We tend the lantern. We practice becoming a sanctuary for our own light. All right, my witchlings, our word is Jyoti, inner radiance, sacred light, the flame that remembers you when the world gets too loud. That is our Sanskrit. Itchy nose. I know. Oof da. Yup. Notish. Awesome. Notish. Yes. Dude, I feel that. Well, that is kind of cool. Nice. Doesn't it? Notish. No, is that kind of noticing and nourishing all in once? Notish. I want to make sure that I am pronouncing our goddess's name correctly today, so give me just a quick second. And 10 to 1, I'm 10 to 1, I'm going to end up with what's his name? Because today's goddess, nope, C-A-I-L-L-E-A-C-H. No, his name is, I believe, okay, Kalyak Pure. Kalyak Pure. Okay, Koilach. Pure. Yeah. Oi. That one's kind of fun. I try to remember to look up their name before we go live, and I forgot to today. Koyach. That is an interesting name. Okay. All right. Koyach. It sounds, my brain is saying it sounds like kayak, but it's koyak. Okay, uh-oh. All right. Oh, it's 11:15 down there, or over there. Go back to work, Will. We'll talk to you soon. Haha. 2 weeks of Christmas break. Yep. See, we've gone to calling it winter break here in the States. I remember it being Easter vacation or Easter break and Christmas break when I was a kid. But then we decided to rename them to winter break and spring break, which, now that I know, makes perfect sense. I never thought about the fact that there might be other holidays being celebrated during these times. I was a very sheltered child. All right. Who wants to see today's goddess? Because she's impressive. Okay, witchlings, it is time to honor the goddess of the day, a divine presence to inspire, guide, and walk with us today. And our goddess is Kayakbur. Kayakbur is the blue-faced crone of Scottish tradition who commands winter's long reign. She brings snow, cold, and fierce clarity, holding the land in stillness until the wheel turns again toward Beltane. Though she appears harsh, her power is rooted in balance and cycles. She knows winter is not an ending, but a necessary passage that prepares the way for rebirth and renewal. Today honors her cold honesty and quiet hope. As the sun's strength begins its slow return, wear something blue to cultivate self-restraint. Sorry, I got distracted because I'm wearing blue. Wear something blue to cultivate self-restraint, truth, and clear perception. For a simple ritual, place a yellow cloth to represent the sun and a blue candle beside a bowl of snow. As the candle burns, light reclaims the cold and the snow melts, mirroring winter's surrender to warmth. Save the cooled wax for workings that require calm judgment, and return the melted water back to the earth, offering it back to the goddess as her cycle continues. That is our goddess today. Apparently I need to reread the goddess, because neither of us noticed that he had the goddess covering my face the entire time. So, have a good one, Chloe. We're going to go ahead and redo her. Okay. I just steamed my glasses up with a yawn. That's impressive. All right, my witchlings, it is time to honor our goddess of the day. She is a divine presence to inspire, guide, and walk with us today. To our goddess. Kayak Vuur is the blue-faced crone of Scottish tradition who commands winter's long reign. She brings snow, cold, and fierce clarity, holding the land in stillness until the wheel turns again towards Beltane. Though she appears harsh, her power is rooted in balance and cycles. She knows winter is not an ending, but a necessary passage that prepares the way for rebirth and renewal. Today honors her cold honesty and quiet hope. As the sun's strength begins its slow return, wear something blue to cultivate self-restraint, truth, and clear perception. For a simple ritual, place a yellow cloth to represent the sun and a blue candle beside a bowl of snow. As the candle burns, light reclaims the cold and the snow melts, mirroring winter's surrender to warmth. Save the cooled wax for workings that require calm judgment, and return the meltwater to the earth, offering it back to the goddess as her cycle continues. And that, my friends, is our goddess of the day. Yes, she reminds me of Scotty as well. Oh, I'm not familiar with Yukiona. Go get sleep, Chloe. All right, moving mousey. Uh-oh. Tucker's just abandoned me. He heard the door. It is time for our moment of Zen from the Little Book of Zen. We have a long quote from Dogen and a short one from Mahasattva Fu. When you ride in a boat and watch the shore, you might assume that the shore is moving. But when you keep your eyes closely on the boat, you can see that the boat moves. Similarly, if you examine many things with a confused mind, you might suppose that your mind and nature are permanent. But when you practice intimately and return to where you are, it will be clear that there is nothing that has an unchanging self. Dogen. And then Mahasattva Fu tells us, empty-handed, holding a hoe, walking, riding a water buffalo. Man is crossing a bridge, the bridge, but not the river flows. Ooh, that's deep. That, my friends, is our moment of Zen. And now, my loves, my witchlings, here is today's closing blessing. I was planning on doing that during chillin', but you're right. I take it back. There we go. We have our we have our Yule Oracle. All right, so there we are. All right. Our Yule Oracle, since today is Yule, we have telling stories. And the keywords here are truth and speaking up for yourself. What words so tender can be spoken so bravely unless they are true from the truest of words? Stories have been passed down through generations for millennia. Stories keep traditions alive, giving voice to loved ones past and teaching us valuable lessons to carry into adulthood. One of these lessons is the power of speaking your truth and knowing where you come from. There is power in what you say, and when you have pulled telling stories, you are being guided to be mindful of the words you send out into the world. Are you using words to encourage or to hurt? Do you speak of yourself and others with kindness and compassion, or are the stories you tell full of low vibrational emotions like anger, jealousy, and sadness? Your words control more than you think. A compliment can change someone's day. An affirmation can remind you of a commitment you've made to yourself to change an outdated belief. And, of course, there are stories you tell about yourself. The words you say internally are even more important than the words you say out loud. This card guides you to speak to yourself with only self-love and self-worth. That is our Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle card for today. There we go. So I have been fighting a knot in my shoulder blade for about a month now. It's driving me bonkers. Telling stories. It has been driving me bonkers, and it is painful for about the first 3 hours after I wake up. So I would think it would be, letting go here soon. It hasn't. That is why I'm going and seeing my acupuncturist Wednesday. Yay. All right. Our closing blessing. And here is our closing blessing for the day, my witchlings. May you be guided by truth, steadied by patience, and softened by compassion. May healing unfold where there was hurt, clarity rise where there was doubt, and may you move forward knowing that choosing honesty is an act of love for yourself and for all involved. Our blessing. We timed it well. All right, Witchlings, it is time to wrap up the show for today. And with the extinguishing of our candle, our circle is now open, and we extend our eternal gratitude to the ancestors for joining us today. All right. I hid the paper towels. Oh well. All right, before we go, my darlings, remember that this space exists because of our Witchling community. There are no corporate sponsors, just shared magic, mutual care, and a whole lot of love, my friends. What we doing? All right, y'all. Now go out there and spread love, spread joy, and spread kindness. There is enough darkness in this world. Let us choose to be steady lights for those finding their way through it. And tell your loved ones in all their forms, 2 legs, wings, fur, scales, paws, or claws, that they matter deeply. Time moves faster than we realize, and the chances to say I love you are never guaranteed. And please, if you take one thing and one thing only from everything we have done here, please let it be that you always, always, always remember you are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, and your purpose here is real, even if you haven't discovered it yet. I was 45 before I found mine. I love you guys all to bits. Namaste, my witchlings.